Well, good morning, Maggie. Good morning, Audrey. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Liz. Good morning, Fabi. And the others are AI auto takers. We don't like you note takers. Get out of here.
Except mine. Mine's nice.
Is yours nice?
It's friendly.
It's a fixer. Has it been helpful for you?
Yeah, I actually did a little webinar on when I first put on the email automation stuff, it was terrible. Um, Annoyed the hell out of me. And then I actually took a class and learned how to use it. It's pretty cool.
There you go.
Funny how that works, right?
Yeah, once you know how to use something, it becomes helpful. Well, other than me having terrible cameras because I've got light behind me and not in front of me. How's your
You got
mornings?
the noggin in the way. There you go.
Yeah, I just gotta put it like right here.
Like an eclipse.
But I need to be close to the power because my computer is not powered, less powered. How are you this morning, everybody?
Doing.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Doing great.
What are your wins, your
Got my
celebrations?
listing in contract that was on the market for 60 something days.
There you go. I feel like the market's like waking up a little bit.
Unfortunately, I have one I'm pulling off the market at the end of the month.
You'll get an offer on it soon. Get it sold.
That'd be nice.
That would be real nice.
It's kind of a favor for a friend from church, and they know they're overpriced, but they're kind of in a pickle. So
Other wins, celebrations. Come on, guys, wake up. I was up at 4 a.m. this morning. Let's go.
I
I need
have
some.
a upcoming listing. It's really pretty, and I'm excited to do a video for it. I already have some concepts in my head.
Nice.
Yes.
Fucking nice.
There was a buyer that I helped about 2 years ago.
That's
So
awesome.
we'll see how they're, yeah.
Love that. This is where business starts to build as you get like the repeat and referral business. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm continuing to door knock and talk to people as I door knock. I don't just put the door. I'm encouraged not to just put the
Door
thing
hanger?
on their door. Yeah, door hanger. Just knock like two rings. So until they answer. If they don't answer, then I move on.
Yeah, the whole point is to talk to people, not just leave stuff behind. If you're going to leave stuff behind, it's called littering.
Yeah.
So,
hmm
I had, I had somebody reach out to me yesterday asking me to help them buy some land that's surrounding their property
there you go.
from Facebook.
From Facebook. Connect with people, guys. Remember, connect is one of the biggest reasons for social media.
Mhm.
Entertain. All right. Entertain and connect. All right. Other win celebrations going once. Other win celebrations going twice.
I tried to use Sora to make a funny market update video, but then I realized it's only like 10 seconds. That didn't work.
Yeah, Sora is fun otherwise.
Tim, your volume is really low. I can barely hear you.
Anyone else having the same problem?
Yeah, I could barely hear Jim.
I hear you just fine.
I hear Jim just fine.
Am I low?
Yeah, I hear
I'm on my
Jim
laptop,
fine.
not on the docking station.
Good morning, everybody.
Blow out my eardrums.
No.
I can only do that because I'm in an empty guest house right now. And it is echoey as shit. Just a big empty.
Nice ass guest house.
It's a three. Yeah, oh, this house. It's So if you want to Google where I'm at, it's somewhere in Scottsdale, like a $4 million house on a golf course. The address is 10848 North Aberdeen Road. Even the address sounds rich.
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
Mhm.
I don't even know how big this place is, but it's massive.
My first $1 million listing was on Aberdeen.
Oh, see what I mean? Just something about it. Yeah, 4 million. It's a 5-bedroom, 7-bath, 7,000 square foot house. $4 million.
Oh, your house is bigger.
Actually, no, this house is 600 square feet bigger than mine.
Oh, really? Well,
I mean, my house is definitely not $4 million.
I like how we talk about $4 and $1 million houses, and Abby's like, or Fabby's like, well, whatever.
that's
What
a
are you
Tuesday
doing
for me.
there, Dan?
That's Fabby's lower end neighborhood.
What-
You know,
Dan, what are you doing there?
you guys are too much.
I'm here for the ALC leadership retreat. So for 2 days, I will be here learning about all kinds of tax strategies, wealth building stuff, developmental things that I'm going to bring back to the call. So I may or may not be on tomorrow, depending on what time we start, but I will be here today. But I want to talk about some things this morning. Mikey's not on the call this morning, but he put something in our team group chat, which I really appreciated. He goes, agents think scripts are magical words that convert anyone. Do you guys agree?
No.
No, they're not. A script is only a framework for asking the right questions so you can find out, one, are they actually motivated? Two, what is their timeline? And three, are they a viable prospect? Those are the three things we need to know. Are they actually motivated? What do I mean by actually motivated?
They've taken initiative to either get pre-approved, they have a timeline figured out maybe a little bit.
We're not going to timeline quite yet, but when someone's motivated to do something, what does that look like?
They're out there doing what they need to do to make whatever it is happen.
Yeah.
People
They're
that
asking
are
questions.
motivated are going to show that they're motivated. It's not just it would be nice. It would be nice to buy a house. It would be nice to sell something. It'd be nice to get a rental. No, I want someone who doesn't want to be, it would be nice. I want to move to motivated. I want to move to, this is something we want to do. We're going to do. We must do. That is the hierarchy of motivation, right? It's a goal, or it's a dream, it's a goal, it's a necessity, right? I'd like to do it. I have to do it. Way different energies. You know what? It'd be nice. It's kind of a dream. Get out of there. You know, it'd be nice. You're right. It would be nice. You know what else would be nice? If I was a couple inches taller, a baller, a shot caller. I drove a 94 Impala. My 90s babies are like, yeah, what's up? That'd be things like that's motivation level. Are they motivated? Are they dreamers or are they doers? Are they somebody who would like to have this happen, or is it something that's going to happen? Right? I'd like to versus I have to. I want to find the motivated. Next, what's their timeline? Right? That's going to help indicate a lot of their motivation. Oh, we want to buy a house. When? I don't know. Okay. You went from real motivated to real not motivated. We can classify people as A, B, and C's all day, right? A, B, and C's where we have, I'm looking at timelines for now. I'm buying something in the next 30 to 90 days. I'm looking at timelines later. I'm buying something 90 to 180 days, or I'm buying something eventually, which is 6 months or more. That could be 6 months to a year, even further from that. We're looking at opportunities to find timelines because if we're going to be putting time and effort into people, we first want to find the motivated, and then we want to find the time bound. We ever met somebody who was super motivated, but their timing was just when it feels right? I don't know what time that is. I've never learned the time metric of right. How long is it going to take you to get from here to Phoenix? About when the time is right. What? But when we use scripting, we ask the right questions to uncover that motivation. Are they motivated? Are they dreamers or doers? And their timeline, is it a today thing or a someday thing? I don't want someday. Because some people are like, well, when the market is better. Is that quantifiable?
Well,
No. So when somebody says some nonsense like, when the market's better, or when prices come down, or rates go up, whatever. Is that not a someday? That right there is defined as someday. When it's something non-tangible, one day, someday, when the rates go down, right? We don't know when that can be. So now we have someday. Again, scripting is helping us understand their timeline. What do you mean by that? Asking the right question to uncover timelines. And lastly, are they a viable prospect? What does viable mean? Just in its basic sense, what does viable mean?
Qualified,
Okay.
capable of doing that.
Do I like this prospect? Do I like this lead? I don't know.
Right. Viable in its basic definition is capable of working. Right? Capable of being successful. Somebody who does not have a job. Are they viable? No. No, here's the thing. We look at timeline. We look at, okay, I'm motivated. I want to buy a house. I have to buy a house. I got to do something now. Then we look at timeline. Is it that's a today thing, a someday thing, or a maybe thing? And then the viability. I have no credit, no income, and no prospects of getting a job. Well, they can be super motivated. They can be quick timelines, but they're not a viable client. Well, what if someone does have a job and good credit, but you find out they had a bankruptcy last month? Again, viability in the toilet. Now, hear me when I say this. I don't want you asking questions to disqualify people, because we will find a reason not to talk to anybody.
Mhm.
But I want you to be able to ask questions to uncover more of those pillars. What is their motivation level? What is their timeline? What is their viability? Now, if we don't understand in very clear detail what any of those three steps look like, we ask better questions for clarity. What do you mean by that? What does that look like? Can you explain that to me? Out of curiosity, what do you mean? If somebody is not viable today, be it income, credit, down payment, cash reserves, all of that, is that something that can be solved?
Yes.
Yeah. So would we disqualify them?
No,
No.
because it could be
No.
fixed.
It can be fixed. How many agents out there? And let's just take a global sample of the 1.5 million agents in the United States. Would quickly disqualify someone when they say, well, man, I don't have that good a credit.
Probably 83% of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that good a credit. Well,
Come
I
back
don't
to
have a
when
whole
you do.
I don't have a whole lot for a down payment.
There's programs for that.
We are going too quick to solutions. Right? I'm going to think of the avatar right now in my head. I'm thinking of a client that I have once sold a house with. I'm not going to tell you how long it took. I'm not going to tell you how long it took from the moment I met them to the moment we closed. But I'm going to tell you the objection they gave me when they first started talking. I don't have very good credit.
What's not very good credit?
Great question. I don't know. I've never really looked at my credit. I've never bought anything.
Do you know how much credit you need to have? Like, do you know what minimum scores are that you would even need to buy?
No.
So it sounds like we need to dig into that a little bit and explore it.
See,
Maybe perfectly fine.
there's some digging needed. And oddly enough, one of the most successful agents on the call is the only one that came up with questions for it. Why do you think that is, my friends? Is she successful because she asks the questions, or does she ask the questions because she's successful?
Successful because he asked the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to gain the clarity.
I
And
was
this
like,
is
which
what I
one's
was
right?
talking to, was she says, I don't have good credit. And I followed pretty similar. I don't remember the exact conversation, but I remember along the lines of, my favorite question, what makes you say that? Oh, I've never financed anything before. I probably don't have good credit. Also, then how do you know you don't have good credit? She goes, I don't know. I was like, well, it sounds like it'd be a great idea for you to talk to Steve so we can find out exactly what your buying ability is. Can anyone guess what her credit score was?
725.
100.
750s,
Oh, it was close.
No way.
where she was renting, had been reporting her rent payments for 7 years.
I know I've had people say I want to buy, but I don't have 20% to put down yet.
Mhm.
Not even that. Not even that much, Jim. You get I want to buy something, but I don't have that much for a down payment. Exact same situation, right? I'm thinking the avatar. I'm thinking of the buyer I've worked with. They say, hit me with that. Other than Jim and Christina, I want to buy something, but I don't have that much for a down payment.
That's why we partner with lenders. Because there's always something that can be done to help you with that.
I'm not ready to talk to a lender though, because you haven't asked the right questions to unlock me desire to do so. So Eric is out. He came with solutions right away.
How much do you have saved for your down payment?
Okay. Little intrusive, real fast.
Okay.
How much do you think you need?
Great question. Little curiosity goes a long way. Well, how much do you think you need? Well, don't I need 20% down?
It's conventional, right?
Not
Not
always.
necessarily.
Not always.
My response to that is that depends.
Yeah, it depends on what you're buying.
Mhm.
Not
What
always.
the payment want to be.
Not always. Like you get curiosity with people say not always. Then you follow up with what do you think you need? Or you could ask after this is another one question away, Fabi. You are one question away. Well, how much do you have saved?
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to.
Can you guess how much this buyer had saved up?
$100,000.
Exactly. I think Christina's heard this story before.
100,000, you said?
At $100,000 saved down
Jesus.
for a house.
You found a needle in a haystack.
They came from old school German roots where you paid for at least 50% of the house up front.
Okay.
So they came here and I said, you only need about 10 grand. What? And this is 2019, 2020 or 2018, 2019. It was an FHA loan, $7,500 down plus closing costs. Yeah. Kind of blew them away.
Yeah.
I have a long question regarding to that. If someone says, "Oh, I don't have much saved up and what I want to buy this house," but they have another house they could sell later, would this scenario play out where they pay like say a higher mortgage because they don't have much of a pay down right now, but then once they sell their original like their current house later they can like refinance? Would that be a solution like I can offer?
Yeah. I mean, that's just math. I don't have
Okay.
much now, but when I sell this, I'll have more money. Then you take that money and you pay down what you have and then refinance it. Often lenders will do what they call a streamline refinance or what's the term?
Recast.
A recast. A recast is all they do is, okay, well, the first 6 months, we know that we've got some annuities to pay or to sell. We've got some stocks or bonds, gold, Bitcoin, Ethiopian children, all those things that we can sell. I'm kidding about the Bitcoin.
I'm not kidding about the kids.
6 months from now, I'll have $100,000. Then just write the check to the bank and a principal, recast my mortgage with the lower principal balance, and now my payments have gone down. The interest structure has all gone down.
I just did that to my house.
Yeah. Was it hard, Eric?
No, it was actually really, really easy.
You pretty much just call the bank and say, hey, I'm going to make a large financial down payment or whatever principal payment. I'd like to recast my loan.
Yep.
And they're
exactly
like,
how it went.
are you sure you want to do that? You know why they're asking? Because they want you to stay broke. They want you to stay high interest.
Yeah, because they get more money off the interest. But if you
Yeah.
pay down the interest faster, then your principal goes down. Or sorry, if you pay your principal, your interest goes down, and then your mortgage goes down.
Yeah, but no, Celine, great question.
But-
There's options
then
there. You don't have the money now, but you could eventually and then have it recasted. Absolutely. It sounds like it'd be a good idea for us to have you talk to my lender.
Wouldn't they get stuck with like the same payment even if they have like
Google
later
what
on a
recasting
lump sum recasting?
It's what we're just talking about was you recast the loan, it changes everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Thank
not
you.
very heard of because people think they have to refinance, but sometimes you can recast.
But even on a
Mm.
streamline, Dan, if you're just trying to lower your mortgage payment, streamline is no money down, no nothing. It just refinances and you lowers your interest rate to whatever the current market rate is.
Yeah, if your bank is willing to do a streamline refinance and a refinance are the same thing, except for streamline just means with the same bank to reduce to what the current rates are, or it's to increase your principal balance because you're taking an equity change and keeping your interest rate wherever the market rate is currently. There is tons of this stuff, and I'm glad that you guys are talking about it. Write those questions down. Let's talk to them with Sam. I am not a licensed lending professional. I am dangerous with my knowledge of lending because I've done a lot of deals, but I'm still not an expert. I'm not licensed, nor am I qualified to give that advice, but I can ask some questions and then prop it up with, it sounds like it'd be a really good idea for us to have you talk to Sam.
Mhm.
He is, in fact, licensed, qualified professional to help people with this very situation. But when we're asking questions, we're going to uncover some of these hurdles. We're going to uncover some of these roadblocks. We're going to uncover the things that keep people from, right? How am I motivated? What is my timeline? And am I viable? Is this a one-day thing or a someday thing or a dream? We're looking at opportunities to ask questions to get clarity because some people don't know. They're like, well, I have to sell this first before I can buy that. Not always. Right? We had a guy that owned a, what the fuck was it? It was some kind of shop. It was like a barber shop or a salon or something. He owned the building, leased out the business, and he was going to sell it to be able to buy a house because that was his only asset. And we got him to a lender who was able to collateralize his shop because he had a long-term lease. That was his income. And he went and bought a house, USDA, no money down, got the seller to pay the closing costs. Bob's your uncle. Now he's a homeowner. Oftentimes, your clients, your buyers and your sellers won't make a move because they don't know they can.
Mhm.
Your job as a real estate professional is to provide the perspective that if you have X, Y, and Z, I can help you. And what is X, Y, and Z? It's a pulse, a desire, and the willingness to do what it takes. Well, Dan, I'm not a U.S. citizen. Can you buy a house? Yeah, you can. Well, Dan, I don't have a really good paying job. Well, let's get you a new job. I have had people change careers. I've had people get out of their comfort zones, get a better paying job, and come back to me in a couple months and say, you know what, my income has doubled. I'm ready to buy a house. I had people come to me 2 years prior to ever getting to a place of comfort to buying or selling. And we had a conversation. We talked about their motivation. We talked about the roadblocks. We talked about the things that were keeping them from moving forward in this process, and uncovered that all they needed to do was X, Y, and Z. Got them paired with the right lending team. The lending team walked them through the steps and the processes that they need to go through to be successful. And boom, 2 years later, Bob's your uncle. Now you're a homeowner. Nothing would have happened if I didn't take the time to ask questions, sit down, uncover their motivation. Why are they buying a house? What's the lifestyle going to look like? What are they going to accomplish? What's it going to achieve for them? What's this picture that they're trying to put in their head? Make it real. Set a timeline to it. And then help them become viable. 65% of homeowners, 65% of Americans are homeowners. That means 35% of the people you talk to, 35% of the people you talk to will never buy a home. Do you want to talk to those 35 people? Right? You got 100 people in front of you, 35 of them are never going to buy a home for one reason or another. And that's okay. We are not here to serve everyone. We're here to serve the motivated. We are not here to serve the masses. We are here to serve those in a timeline that makes sense for this market. We are not here to serve everybody. We are here to serve the viable buyers and sellers that are motivated to make a decision in this market and have a timeline that we can help. Stop telling, start asking. Ask 2 questions before you serve up some kind of solution. I'm going to give you an example. Has anyone ever called me with a problem? Okay, a couple of
I
you.
have several times.
No, never. Certainly
Never
not
once.
17 times in one day.
Sure. What do I do when we first have our conversation?
Get to what the problem is. You ask questions, you figure out what the issue is, what the variables are.
Right. Is it just one question?
No.
Sometimes I feel like I ask so many questions, you're just wondering why you called me. Like, are you going to give me a
Been there.
solution? Or are you just going to ask questions?
That's happened a couple of times.
Yeah, but sometimes those
But what-
questions prompt the answers.
But what's the end of it, right? I ask questions so that you can do what?
Problem solve your issues.
Find your own solution.
Find your own solution. At the end of yesterday's call, do you remember what we said? Authorship is
Ownership.
ownership. If I give a buyer or a seller the solution, who's the owner?
You are.
Me. But if I ask them questions and I get them engaged in the process and I uncover motivation, timeline, viability, hurdles, objections, stuff like that, and I get them to offer the solution, are they more bought into the program?
Yeah.
Absolutely. My son is an shining example of how coaching could go wrong sometimes, and I laugh about this often. But I'll ask him, hey, why is your room dirty? I don't know. What should you do about it? I should probably pick it up. Okay. When are you going to do that? Later. When's later? Like, I'll go down this path until that little bastard gives me an answer that I can hold him to. Because later I'm going to come to him and say, hey, Stone, remember when you told me you were going to clean your room by this time? Is it done? And his little precious little face goes, no. Oh, why not? Why are your goals not important to you, buddy? I don't know. Buddy. Let's fix that. What should we do? And then whatever he's doing, he stops doing and goes and does what he was supposed to do. Versus me coming in and going, Stone, clean your room. You're messy. What's wrong with you? Now he hates me and he's just scornful and mad. No, I give him the opportunity to go, hey, buddy, let's make sure we're asking questions to get them to author the response that we can then go back to and say, hey, you're the one that said you wanted to do this. Why are your goals not important to you? What changed? So, all right. Any other thoughts, questions, comments, concerns before I kick you out of here?
Why don't we go get a breakfast burrito?
Go get a breakfast burrito. Bring me one.
Nice.
Steak, egg, and cheese, no potatoes, please. So, did you guys learn something today?
Yes.
Good.
Always.
I learned a little about how you move people without moving people. And I've been victim to it.
You all have, actually.
You weren't victim to it. You were asked to be victim to it.
Yeah.
You asked me to do it to you.
I know.
I was gonna
Unknowingly.
say, some of us pay money for that.
I was gonna say, my favorite is when Dan asks you, when you decide to hide, where do you want me to find you?
You'll tell me.
I have a question if Dan, you have a time or anybody. It's about like an investment property. I have a client and then they are thinking of buying a new home. But they are thinking about either selling both homes or selling the investment property to like pay the down payment. And I was wondering about like the capital gain tax and like what would it play out?
I didn't hear the question. It cut out, and all I heard was investment property, and that was it.
They got an investment property.
So
Can they use the equity
like from their current home equity?
Yeah.
or just in
Cash out
general?
refi.
Rather than selling their investment properties unless they like need to.
So they want to
don't
buy
like
some
the
an
market.
investment property. What are they trying to
No,
do?
they have 2 investment properties and they're thinking about selling both to buy the home that they want.
Okay.
No,
And-
they have one investment property and one residential, like they're living in. They want
Okay.
to sell both to buy.
Okay.
And then but like, I just don't know, like to exchange both to one, would that subject them to capital gain tax?
That's a good question for their accountant. You're not an
So I would
accountant.
recommend them talk to their accountant.
Yeah. It may, it may not. You don't know. If they have a bunch of equity, you never know. But most of the time, your residential properties are sheltered by the homestead exemption. Your investment properties are not. That's why most buyers that have investment properties that buy other investment properties use 1031 exchanges. But that is a different call for a different time when we have a lot more time on our hands. But when your
Yeah,
situation,
okay.
Selena, if they're selling 2 houses to buy one,
Yeah,
and if they have profit on the investment property and they've owned it
Yeah.
less than 3 years, there may be a tax hurdle there for them. Have them reach out to their accountant to make sure it makes sense.
okay.
But there is no tax on debt. So maybe they do a refinance or they do a HELOC and pull the money out of the investment properties and the other house to buy the other one. Now they have 3 houses, 2 rentals. Just saying. We'll talk more, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.